Welcome back to Heather Lane Adventures. Here I will be sharing videos of just travel stories and tips and in a more intimate setting with a mix of video and photos and music to kind of bring you more into the experience. This month it's September and it's fall, and oftentimes this time of year we kind of go back and think of just past times with family and friends and loved ones. I have some really great travel memories of September. In fact, about 18 years ago exactly was one of my favorite travel memories when my mom and my stepdad and my sister and I went back to Italy with my grandparents. And we visited our ancestral home with my grandparents in the village that both of them came from, a village of Supino. It's about halfway through to between Rome and Naples, near a bigger village called Frosinone. Some may have heard of it, and you definitely would have seen it on the A1 traveling from Rome to Naples. But I really cherish that trip because it was one of the last trips I did with my grandparents, and it was so special because it was in celebration of their 63rd wedding anniversary. And like I said, we were going back to their ancestral home, and just really some magical memories. One of my favorite was actually my sister and I were in a car with my grandfather, Nono, and my mom and stepdad were in another car with my grandmother, who we called Nana. And we were traveling to Supino, and I was the lead car for some reason. And of course we got lost because it's this tiny little village. And we were looking for my cousin's bar, Nicolo. He owned a bar in the piazza, and we just couldn't find it because there's a lot of really small winding roads through Supino. And we came upon a tinier square, piazzas they're called in Italy, where a group of old men had gathered. So I approached these old men and I went to them very politely in Italian, and I said, excuse me, gentlemen, do you know where the Piazza Nicolo is? And in Italian, scusi signore, dove è Piazza Nicolo? And the one gentleman just kind of looked at me. I said, I scratched my head. I'm like, I know I said that right. I'll try it again. Scusi signore, dove è Piazza Nicolo? And again, I got no response. And about 3 blocks down the road, a small boy tucked his head out the window and he said, Signorina, il signore è mudo, which basically translates to he's a mute man. So that was pretty funny. My Nono gets out of the car and he looks at me and he says, Heather, leave it up to you to ask the mute guy for directions. But I got us there eventually, and of course, my grandparents, who refused to speak Italian the whole trip, as soon as we arrived in Supino with my cousins Frankie and Eva and everybody, they were nonstop speaking Italian. And, we had lunch at my cousin Frankie and Eva's house. It was a caprese salad with risotto alla funghi from the Supinesi Mountains. And it was really fun to see my Nana and Nono with their cousins who they hadn't been reunited with for years, and just a really special travel memory. And it was probably about 2 years later that we lost my grandmother. So that memory was even more special, that we had the opportunity to create with her and my Nono and my family of seeing her and her element in Italy, and just really, living it up with her cousins. And I felt connected to her more than ever, and I felt connected to my Nono, but I also felt this really deep connection to this place that I came from, and the people who, I shared some ancestors with. And I've come to realize that those moments are so special and so unique to be able to go back and visit ancestral lands. Even better to do it with the people in our lives while they're still with us. I think there's probably other trips that I could be taking with my family to create those memories. And you know, I'm really hoping to be able to help people relive those memories with their families through Heather Lane Adventures, and lead kind of put together and design ancestral tours and ancestral packages so that people can have those special times with their families and visit their ancestral lands, which is really something kind of unique to Americans, I suppose. But there's so many options available, and really, you know, we have the opportunity to create those memories and real experiences with our families and our loved ones while they're still with us. So, you know, I hope you enjoyed hearing more about my time with my family, and I would love to, you know, help you create those memories and special moments with your family. So hope to see you soon. You know where to find me. Just create a calendar appointment on my Calendly at heatherlaneadventures.com, and you know, we can start talking about ways to kind of create those memories for you and your family as well. Thank you. Bye.